Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. And in this video, I wanted to speak about the 2/3 of our people, because while we're out there on the highways and hedges preaching this good word and bidding those to the marriage, those who have ears to hear of the message that we're trying to proclaim, heralding the kingdom to come, and speaking about when Yahweh Shai delivers us out of this current captivity, the main people that come up against us are going to be scoffers and scorners from our nation, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the real Hebrew Israelites that the Bible was speaking about. When we're out there on the highways and hedges, moved by the Spirit, the people are going to be moved by the world, and all their ideologies come up against ours. It's for a while, we weren't really having a lot of bug outs come up to us and debate or go back and forth with their pointers or whatever. But after COVID happened, and the cities are now opening, and it's not on the news that we're mandated to do that 6 feet BS that happened not too long ago. Now you got people coming up to us at these camps, and they have a problem with what we're speaking about, because they really love this world and Esau, the person in charge of everything, and they don't see anything wrong with what's going on. But when we're out there in the highways and hedges and we're preaching out the good news, we're marking them who are causing division. We're marking those who are disregarding the message and who scoff at the prophets. We're also marking those who are fit worthy for the salvation, because you hear this word, it's going to galvanize you to want to come and hear more. You can't just stop and be stagnant once you hear this living water. And that's the thing that's going to differentiate the majority of these people who come across this truth, is that you yourself have to have faith and believe in the spirit that we're coming in. But our people are still stuck in the world, believing in these doctrines of hell and foolish stuff, really. Like, I'm just going to play a small quick clip of this lady just to show you how boisterous she was at the camp.
Say your mouth is fat as grease. Your mouth is fat as grease. He said you preach with your mouth, but your words is fat as grease. See, I know the Bible. The Holy Ghost told me to tell you that.
Read that again.
Yes,
a shameless woman. A shameless woman.
Ain't no shameless woman.
Read it
He
again.
said your words is fat as grease.
A shameless
Your
woman
mouth is fat
shall
as
be
grease.
counted as a
Your
dog.
words is fat
What's
as
a
grease.
female dog, ma'am?
Guess what?
What's a female dog?
The
Read
Lord
it
said,
again.
guess what?
Guess
what?
Read it again.
Where you read that from? Where you read
A
that?
shameless
I
woman
ain't shameless. I'm the daughter of the Most
shall be
High
counted
God.
as a dog. Shall be
Daughter of the
counted as
Most
a
High
dog.
God. You ain't even seen him.
So a woman
I was
without
saying
shame,
over and over
okay,
and over. Just like
it's a
we
shameful
have.
thing
Just like
to
we
be
have.
on wheels.
Just like
It's
we
a
have.
shameful
Guess
thing
what?
to have a little mini afro on your head.
Guess
Those
what?
are shameful things.
Guess what?
They're shameful things
Have you
when
seen-
your offspring, your children, are
Babe.
dead or in prison.
Guess what?
Okay, keep going.
Guess what?
So this lady, she always comes up with this thing that we're basically false prophets. And so we already got the skinny by reading the scriptures and going into these, these books. So we're not new to this. We're true to this. And so we're going to continue seeing our people buck up against the truth. She wanted us to pretty much just disperse and be quiet, just as the people of the scriptures in before times acted towards the prophets. Every time they walked by the prophets, the elders at the gate, they would shut their ears, and they would rather those people to speak smooth things. I could actually get that first here in Isaiah 30. So I'm going to read this in Isaiah 30, verse 8. It says, "Now go, write it before them in a table and a note in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai." And we're seeing that right now everywhere we go in this earth right now, especially when we're out there on the highways and hedges, because we're proclaiming this gospel and good news, and how everything in this world is adversarial to the law of the Most High. But these are children who don't want to hear the law of the Most High. They don't want to consider what's actually written in the scriptures. See, everyone's a Christian until you actually bring out the Bible and you go into those things. Then you realize that these people are just part of the world, and they're given unto emotion. But us in this ministry, we're going to utilize logic. We're going to keep our emotions in check, because we understand that we were the children of the Most High, so we're supposed to conduct ourselves a certain way. And what this world has given our people is a license to sin, pretty much, because that's what Edom's MO is he pretty much wants the nation of Israel to be cut off from our power source. He wants us to be all over the place, and he doesn't want us to have a standard. But that standard is being lifted as we speak, because the spiritual power of speaking these words is actually shaking strongholds and toppling down the imaginations of this world. Because we actually bring these precepts out, like this in Isaiah 30 verse 9, and it cuts people, because the words of the Lord are quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing and dividing asunder. Actually, I'm gonna get that. Just want to get the last part of it. Don't want to butcher it. So this is in Hebrews 4:12. It says, "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart." So these words actually cut you, and you discern and contemplate what it's being said, because it goes straight to the core, straight to the heart, which is your mind. And so all these people, they're living a mindless like lifestyle out here, that when you actually bring logic to the table, they act sporadic. They don't want to hear these things, because they're rebellious to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and the scriptures in general. So continuing on here in verse 10, it says, "Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits." And I remember when this lady came up to us one of the first times, she threatened us with a screwdriver and a whole bunch of stuff. But she pretty much doesn't want to hear the message that we got to say. She has this in her mind that we're out there preaching evil and nothing good. But really, we're giving the message from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai of evil and not of good. Because to what end is it to you, the day of the Lord? As if you thought that it was going to be a time of prosper when so-called Jesus comes down here and he's going to give out flowers and hugs to everybody. Well, Jesus doesn't exist. We believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is going to return to gather his elect and to judge the wicked of our people. Because house cleaning is going to start. And you can see that happening, because our people are the main ones coming up against this truth and getting judged down here on this earth, because of this rebellious attitude that when we're out there on the highways and hedges, just because we're fervent in the spirit, we're speaking about crimes that Esau is perpetrating and getting away with. Our people have a problem with that. They're pretty much coming up to the seers and say to stop prophesying, say different things, come here with shaved face and sing some choir music. That's pretty much what they want us to do. Prophesy unto them smooth things. But we give you out the 100% truth, the spicy and the sweet. And so the people, they're going to be super rebellious about that. But we're not new to that. Like I said, we're true to that. We expect that. We know that edification can come out of this, even though she is clamorous and trying to disrupt what thing that's happening. Really, she's only adding to this truth. Before we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And she's been marked ultimately. She's been marked by the angels, because she doesn't want to hear the law of the Lord. She doesn't want to hear the rebuke of the seers and what our nation is really supposed to be doing in these times. because she's pretty much walking that broad gate. But I'm going to continue on. Isaiah 30 verse 11 says, "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." So all those people who are trusting in the shadow of Egypt, and they don't want to behold the majesty of the Lord, well, this is going to befall upon you. The iniquity is going to build up, and you're going to be judged. And you best believe that the Lord is going to get his just deserves, because these people have come up to us constantly. Starting from the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders on down, you got people coming up against the truth, even amongst the circumcision, people who know that they're Israelites. But we're not oblivious to that. We understand that that's part of the condition of the battle. And one thing that what we're doing out there is like we're performing exorcisms on our people. But people like this who don't want to let go of these demons and ideologies of the world, our job is to mark them and continuously preaching, but then bringing out the points of why this person is marked. Because this was a clamorous, shameful woman coming up to the camp, threatening our lives, trying to disrupt what the Lord has going on down here, all because we're preaching what the scriptures are saying about Esau going into captivity and the nation of Israel prospering in the kingdom to come. She's got problems with that, but all the 2/3 of the nation of Israel ultimately have a problem with that. They don't have a problem with what's happening right now in the world. We're out there looking for those who are sighing and crying for the abominations that are done down here, but that's how we discern if you're of this ministry or if you're the broad gate, the 2/3, because a prudent man is going to foresee the evil and hide himself in this ministry, but the rest are going to fall into perdition. So I want to read this also in 1 Corinthians 19, 1 verse 19. It says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" So one time you would have Edomites come up to us with like bigger questions to try to diminish our faith, or to try to find a hole in our doctrine. This thing is foolproof. But there was a time where people would come up to us, so we in this ministry would have to be studious. We'd have to be learned and understand the history, so that whenever a person would come up to us, try to jump in through the window of our fortress, we're able to catch them and deal with them through the Spirit. But so right now, all the wise, the scribes, and the disputers of this world, they've ran with their tail tucked in between their legs, and the only people who have an unction to want to come up to us is our own people as of right now. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which consist of the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. So like this brother right here, he's got that sign right there. That's the elect right there, the 1/3, but then the 2/3 are going to fall into perdition. They're reserved for the day of evil. Alright, so I'm going to read this here in Isaiah 60, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." So this darkness is it's like a metaphor, because it's going into how like people's minds are dark. They don't have light. They don't have wisdom. They don't have understanding. And so when we're speaking these things that are from the scriptures, they don't have a logical explanation for why we're out there, or to try to come up to us and dispute us. They just have whatever this world taught them to come up against us. But so everybody is in gross darkness, especially the people, because they have drunken the wine of fornication that this society has pushed. Like one of the things is like people are just they're okay with that alphabet agenda, or they have nothing to say about that. Which really, for that whole topic, if a prudent man would draw a line on the ground, they can be on that side and we'll be on this side. But a person is going to be emotional about topics like that, and they don't want to get into the scriptures because the scriptures there's no gray area. Yeah, but people in this world, they want to be on both sides. They want to please everybody. They want to be in that bashful spirit. But we're not in that spirit because we're just messengers of the Lord, and we're telling you how it is. So here in verse 2 again it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." So everybody is seeing these things. They're seeing that wisdom is making our face to shine, and the wise men, the disputers of this world, they're nowhere to be found, because they'd try to fact check this, and ultimately they'll come to the conclusion that we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You can't really do anything against his truth, but for it. So anytime a person comes up to us and tries to distract us, or uh, um, try to yell over us, that's only making us more brazen and stronger in the spirit. Because this really, for me, it boosts my faith, because I read about these things and then I meditate on them, so that whenever someone were to come up to the camp, I'm able to dish out what the scriptures say about these certain people, whatever topic they come up with. Like if it's a bugged out atheist that says that God's not real, I can pull out some Psalms. I can go into Second Thessalonians. I could speak about Esau, Edom, because all these people, they don't understand the scriptures. They come up to us, and that's the 100% of the time that's what's happening when a person from the outside comes up to us and has a debate. But a person like that, they need to be learned on all these topics, because they might go into topics that you yourself aren't really privy to, like the law. That's why you got the body. That's why you have to be moved with fear, so that you're in these scriptures, eating the whole roll, so that when a person comes out, and these type of demons they're variables. Sometimes you'll have a screaming contest one, or sometimes you'll have an Edomite that's very slick with his words. But you yourself have to discern the spirit on what to say and how to conduct yourself. But nonetheless, though, the scriptures do warn us about these times when we're going to be out there preaching, and people pretty much wanting us to shut up. But this is in 2 Peter 3, verse 3. It says, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation." And we're kind of in this predicament right here, because we've been preaching from the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone on down for 30 years plus, and we're saying that there's going to be World War III soon. There's going to be chariots soon. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff happening soon. And you can see that because a prudent man is measuring these times, but the rest of the people, they don't really believe in those things. Like I remember during that COVID pandemic 2020, everybody was on the comments section, but after a while they just got distracted, went back into the world. But when we're out there on the highways and hedges saying that it's going to get worse, the money is going to transfer into digital, and we're seeing that happening. But still, to this day, we'll go out there on the highways and hedges, and people will say that everything we say hasn't come to pass, or won't come to pass, even though the rumors of war are louder than ever. They'll still come up to us and try to diminish our faith because they lack faith. But so those are the scoffers that are going to come up to us, because pretty much they say that we're preaching about something that either is going to happen 100 years from down the line, or it's never going to happen. So they're pretty much saying that all these promises, that that they don't hold any weight right now. When right now, if you're measuring the times, you know very well that this is the one main thing that you should be doing, is sowing in the spirit. But continuing on, verse 5, it says, "For this they are willingly ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished." So you got to remember, as in the days of Noah, these people were given into marriage, drinking, and just disregarding what Noah was preaching out there. He was preaching for 120 years, moved with fear, but nobody was afraid. No one else believed in what he said. And so we're in that same predicament. They don't believe the prophecy. And then in verse 7 it says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in stone, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men." So the first world ended with water, and they perished in that water, being overflowed with water, perished. And the second death, the heavens and the earth are going to be burned for that day of judgment for ungodly men. So this is a serious message that we're out there preaching, and we know the 2/3 they're not going to take it serious. We're only worried about the elect taking this message serious, because we're going to say this, and they're saying that, well, this promise isn't going to happen. When's this going to happen? We just you can see it through the Spirit. But anyways, read these in Proverbs 19 and 29. It reads, "Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools." And so that's the judgment of what's going to take place, because everyone's going to follow after their lust. They're going to want to take that MOTB, and pretty much they're going to be led as a flock to the slaughter, because they did not hear the words of the Lord, nor heard his like the grace period that we're pushing out. All right, so this is in Jude 16 verse the book of Jude is verse 16. It reads, "These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage." So they have this life, whatever these people on the outside are involved in, they have an advantage and they're all chasing after a corruptible crown. And verse 17 it says, "But beloved, remember ye the words which were spoken before of the apostle of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, how that they told you there should be mockers in the last time, who should walk after their own ungodly lust, just as in the days of Noah." We're seeing all that happen again. And in verse 19 it says, "These be they who separate themselves, sensual, having not the Spirit." So all these people who are pretty much against us, they don't have the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They don't have the vision that we have. And ultimately, they have been marked. Verse 20, it says, "But ye, beloved, building up yourselves on your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit, keep yourselves in the love of the Most High, looking for the mercy of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach unto eternal life." And doing this work is seeking after the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, seeking his mercy so that we're found favorable in his eyes, because we're out there pushing this message of the good news and condemning the 2/3 and marking them. And so with that, I'd like to give honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachak Wadash, Shalom Akim.